Hey everybody, welcome to Out to Sea here. My name is Tom. This is episode 3 of our 11 episode series where we're going through what allows me to take this 14-foot boat out with a 20 horsepower tiller and chase bluefin tuna, thresher sharks, mahi, and take it 10-15 miles offshore. One of the funniest things about this is that every time I do it, you get a mix of emotions. There's people that are excited about it, people that think I'm out of my mind, and other people just kind of just scratch their heads. And it's even funnier when you hook up into and bring home, say, a thresher shark, and you have the tail wrapping up, and then people are seeing that, so it's pretty funny. But anyway, so what we're going to talk about in episode 3 here is the steering and control system. How do I make it so when operating a 20 horsepower tiller where you can go 10-15 miles out and not get cramped up, or just be more comfortable with the limited space that I have here. So the problem that I face in this episode, right, with the steering is that it's a tiller. Tillers, you're always in the back of the boat. And I apologize for the wind. This is an extremely windy day that I'm doing this on. This is one of the reasons why I'm not out. So, all right, so with the tiller, especially with this boat, I'm sure many other as well, you can't have, it's really sensitive to weight distribution. Maybe not so much starboard and port side weight, even though it does have an impact there, but weight in the back of the boat. So if you have your weight in the back of the boat, what's going to happen is going to sink back, and it's not going to be able to get that bow down and to get on plane. So you're just going to be pushing water the entire time. And the same thing for this boat here. If I were to just go put my hand on the actual tiller, I'm going to go pretty much nowhere. So there has been some changes that I've made to make it a bit more comfortable, and that in itself has been a bit of an evolution. So what we're going to walk through is we're going to talk through the main engine. We'll even talk through the tiller. So let's jump back there right now, and I'll show you. And the other thing that I've done with this boat, so a lot of the stuff I've made with the intention that a lot of this stuff is going to be. Ooh, let me get in. Oh, I forgot something. A lot of it's about a bunch of material that I've had, and I've kept it on the cheaper side, right? I'm probably gonna get hit by some acorns here, so you'll notice that I'm under an oak tree, and so if you hear me say ow, it's because I'm getting hit by some acorns. All right, so let's get to the stern here. Big move. Okay, so back of the boat. Again, like I said, a lot of the stuff I end up making. So we have like the boxes back here. We have the console, which was our episode 2. A lot of stuff, you'll see a little bit of rust on it. It's just kind of use and abuse. A lot of this stuff, we're at the end of the season, so you'll see a lot of rust on everything. Again, a lot of this stuff is with the mindset of it being temporary, because eventually we want to do the build. All right, so one thing I ended up doing is that as I started using this engine, I did like the straight pipe for the tiller, which had me basically hanging my arm up here for if you're going 15 miles offshore at 50 miles an hour, it's going to take you an hour that you have to hold your arm out there. And it got pretty tired and pretty old pretty fast. So this right here is what I had created. It's not a revolutionary idea, but it's I made it out of PVC pipe. All right, so that bend, so this is 2 pieces that I bolted together with stainless steel bolts there. There is a cube that sits in the middle that has holes going this way and holes going that way. And then it allows me, and let me just unlock this tiller here. So allows me, it doesn't matter where I am in the boat, I can maneuver it, right? And they sell these things, you can buy them as well. The reason why I made it, partially because I had the material to do it and the desire, but it's also, as I said in some of the other episodes here, everything in the boat needs to be multifunctional. I only have so much space. You can see my legs are all bent up here, and then there's not much to the bow, so it gets extremely cramped. So the more things you can have for dual purpose, the more room you're going to save, right? So same thing here. So I have my my handle, right? My adapter, we'll say, and then we have our little cube. The other thing too is that if you notice, let me see if I can get this off. this this is a paddleboard paddle, right? So now if you always want to have an oar on the boat, right? And I just don't want to have an oar sitting around. So one of the best things was like, okay, well, let's take an oar. Let's take a paddleboard paddle. I can take it apart. I can store the other half of it, just throw it in there, right, under the box out of the way, or I could lay it across the back here. And then I could use the paddleboard paddle top half as my tiller, right? So let me just put that back in, because that actually, I had to sand that down to fit it. Let's see if I can snap it back in. There we go, right? And so now I can work the throttle. The other advantage of a paddleboard paddle is that it extends, which is great. So going back to the weight distribution, depending on how much weight I have in the stern or the bow, I can adjust myself. Typically, this boat likes weight forward, so my tiller handle is always extended. But the other thing too is, like, if we're over a wreck, or let's say I'm coming into the dock, I usually take the top half off because I want to kind of make this a little bit smaller, make it more maneuverable, because I'll stand back here and I'll have it straight up and down. But yeah, so that becomes extremely convenient. And the other part too, if I wanted to, I can always take this and put it on my auxiliary motor, right? So it's a 3.5 horse Tohatsu. I can just take it off. This is just a pipe clamp. Just unscrew it, and I have a flathead screwdriver in the console, and then just put it on that. I mean, the other thing I could do too is just lock that one and just use this one as my steering. So if this, say, motor dies. But yeah, that's that becomes extremely helpful, and that was a game changer. It makes it so much more comfortable. It makes it no problem. So I guess it probably looks a little weird when I go by in a 14-foot boat and I don't have a steering wheel on the thing, and then you can't see me touching the tiller at all, so it probably looks a little bizarre. The other change I made, and let me jump down, is that the angle of the transom of the boat, and let me get down, see if I can not hurt myself. All right, so the other interesting thing I've done here, so if we go to the stern of the boat, so I built a bracket for the Tohatsu here, and make sure I'm not too close to it. So Tohatsu, I have this bracket. I mean, this is just angle aluminum here, and this is actually from that same Rumba that I made some of this out of for the console, right? So I just put a bunch of blocks together just to make it the width of the transom, and then put bolts through it just to raise this motor up, because I mean, it's pretty long. There's all grass and stuff. It was a north wind where we dumped in the boat, and it blew all grass into the boat ramp. Then I had picked it all up as I put the boat on the bunks there. But yeah, so I had to raise this up. Otherwise, it sits too low in the water, and then it just gets hard to plane. I mean, I have it up, right? But when here, let's put that. Yeah, so when I'm running, I usually have that motor up. Get my finger out of there. Hopefully it wasn't in there the entire time. But it still drags in the water. And so if this propeller is dragging in the water, it just makes it that much longer to get on a plane. All right, so what I also did, so the transom on this boat is pretty square. It's like I don't know, it's not really a 90 degree, but it doesn't have the degree of angle that allows this motor to tilt back enough where it gets a lot of ventilation. And the other thing that makes it a little tough too is that this motor's mounted in the middle. So usually your boats, you'll see catamarans, they'll have two motors and they'll have one on each side, because you get your clean water coming off the transom. This doesn't have it, so it becomes a little bit more difficult with this. It's a little bit more sensitive to tilt. But I did have kind of one of those, it was like a 3.5 degree plates here that I was using, but it still wasn't giving me enough. I was like probably another 2 to 3 degrees shy of what I needed for this motor. What I ended up doing is that, I don't know if anyone, so the reason why it's this color, I don't know if anyone can take a guess of what that is. It's 12 inches, and it's actually, see, it kind of looks like wood there. It's a felling wedge. I will say that's like half the price of buying one of those pre-made transom plates there, those plastic ones. And yeah, so I have one filling wedge on that side. We go around, and I have one filling wedge on that side. So I think when I did the math, I want to say that this was like 5.5 or 6 inch or 6 degree angle, and I mean it's been perfect. It's been absolutely fantastic. So I just put it on. I mean, I put silicone. I mean, I could have put other materials there too. Again, a lot of this stuff is temporary. Silicone might not have been the best material to use there, but it's been totally fine. Yeah, and so that allows me to tilt all the way down. And so now you can see just the angle that sometimes I'll use that if it's extremely rough. I'll tilt it all the way in, but usually my angle is, I'll tap it twice, and that's usually perfect for every day. Oh, that doesn't count. So, no, that doesn't count. So like right about there, which seems like nothing, but it makes such a large difference, it's crazy. So that's my general angle when I'm running. So, yeah, that is, oh God, I just got crushed by an acorn in the head. Oh my God. Oh, I don't know if you heard that. I don't know if that got on camera, but that one, that was a good one. Oh, and here comes the wind. So, just a few things that have helped out quite a bit. And let me just check my notes and make sure I didn't forget anything. All right. Nope, I think we're good. Yeah, so let's get back over to the front of the boat. So that concludes our third episode here. This is talking about the steering control. So we spoke about the stand-up paddleboard paddle being used as my handle. We spoke about the joint, the adapter that allows me to position myself anywhere in the boat and still be able to have control of the motor, and how I can leverage it for the auxiliary motor as well. We spoke about the mounting bracket I put to raise up that auxiliary motor, and we also spoke about the felling wedges that helps me increase the degree of the engine there. So I appreciate everyone from joining. Thank you so much. I will say for the tip for today is that multifunctional is key. When you're dealing with such a small boat, like I said earlier, it is imperative that you try to have two purposes for each thing that you do, because then you half the space that it will take up. So yeah, if anyone has any comments, sorry for the wind here. If anyone has any comments, please add them down below. I appreciate, this is a learning experience for me. So if you have any comments, if you have anything, any suggestions, things that you want to see me dive deeper into, if you wanted me to dive into how I built these things, happy to do so, or even tips. If anyone has any tips, this is, I mean, I want to learn as much as possible here. So I appreciate it. Thank you. Hit that subscribe button, and have a good one. Bye, everybody.